Hey everyone! Thanks so much for dropping in for today's episode of The Talent Show, where you will meet the people that power TTEC. I'm Rebecca. I will be your host for today's show. So I hope you're all in a mood for a little bit of a celebration because we've got some great news to share with you today. But first things first, let's talk about what we've been chatting about on this show for the past few episodes, which is all about the human connection and why it's so important in the workplace. Well, today we're going to be talking about why the human connection is important to unlocking your career potential. And today's guests will be sharing their experience with TTEC Canada and how they're creating and nurturing a culture of trust and cooperation that fuels engagement. And what does this mean to you, whether you're with TTEC or you're stopping in and learning more about us? We're going to have some advice that will help you unlock your potential in your career as well. So let's meet everybody. This is one of my favorite parts of the show, besides, of course, talking with our amazing guests. Share with us in the chat where you are joining us from today. We always have such an amazing global audience, and I love to, especially after the show, go back and look at the comments and see where everybody is from. So while you're dropping in the chat where you're from today, we also have some great, okay, this is where the celebration comes in, everybody. We are celebrating TTEC Canada and their recent recognition as a Great Place to Work certification for the third year in a row. This culture doesn't happen by accident. There's a lot of amazing pieces and initiatives that support that. So we'll be diving into that a little bit more today. So if you're joining us with TTEC or you happen to know somebody from TTEC Canada, help us celebrate in the chat and tag a friend, a colleague, someone that you know in TTEC Canada, and give them a shout out and congratulations, because it's because of our team and all the hard work that they put into it that we earn this award. So just looking over in the chat, we've got Omar with Houston, Texas. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here. We have Heather from PEI. Hello, TTEC Canada. We've got Guadalajara, Mexico. Hello, Christina. We have Brazil. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. TTEC Digital from Hyderabad. Hello, Bascara. Hugo from Brazil. See, I told you, everyone, it's a fantastic global audience, and we're so happy that you're here today because we hope we're going to give you some advice that can help you unlock your potential in your career. So, again, we're celebrating TTEC Canada, where they're nurturing a culture of engagement to fuel people unlocking their career potential. So today's guest, Nikki Palmer, will be talking more with us about how she, as a leader, creates this culture of trust and cooperation. And you'll meet Anna, who will also be sharing more about her story and how this culture of engagement has helped her to thrive in her career. And again, we're going to give you some advice along the way that can help you in your career as well. So let's meet Nikki Palmer. She is our Director of Operations with TTEC Canada, and her role is to help unlock this potential, work with clients, and deliver amazing customer experiences. And you'll also meet today Anna. She is in talent acquisition. We're also really excited. She's an alumni. She was with us in TTEC Philippines, moved to Canada, and was able to rejoin us there. So she'll share more about her journey and her story. So let's meet. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Anna.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. Guys, ready for a celebration today?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Well, you two are pivotal to this celebration happening with TTEC Canada being a great place to work. Nikki, I just gave a real high level. You're a director, you're growing people's careers here as well as your own. Can you tell us a little bit more about you? And then Anna, we'll go over to you after that for your story.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in the BPO industry for over 20 years, but I've been actually with TTEC since 2016. And in that time, I've been able to establish my own career and grow my career and see lots of my team members kind of through that growth opportunity as well. So I started with TTEC as a manager, and then went into a senior manager role, and then to a director role just at the onset of the pandemic. So a lot of growth opportunities and got to see a lot of change within the company and specifically with TTEC Canada as we've grown.
Yeah, and Nikki moving us through the pandemic and helping keep that engagement high over the past few years is no small feat. So can't wait to learn more about that in a few minutes. So Anna, amazing story. You were with us in TTEC Philippines. Now you're with
Yes.
TTEC Canada. Tell us more about you.
Hi, yeah. Hello everybody. Yeah, I actually was working at TTEC Philippines for just about like a year. That was before we moved to Canada. And then a few years later, being in Canada, one of my friends actually told me that TTEC also exists in Canada. That's when I rejoined. And I started off as a customer service representative, and with the help of my former team leads, that's when I actually got to where I am right now and got promoted after a year being a customer service representative and as a talent acquisition specialist.
That's great. So you're helping us to hire all the amazing
Yes.
ambassadors that deliver smiles around the world every day. So great story, and we'll learn a little bit more about how busy you are doing all the things, Anna, as well. So Nikki, Great Place to Work certification. It is our employees that have an anonymous, confidential survey, and they're telling us about what's important to them at TTEC and how we're doing. So it's amazing to have that feedback right from our employees. And it's no small feat, right? There's a lot that goes into that. And I know that you and your team are a really instrumental part of that. So could you tell us a little bit more about how you're building and creating that culture of trust and what you think is important to employees and what they're responding to with TTEC in Canada?
Yeah, absolutely, Rebecca. So I think one of the biggest things is you talked about the survey, and it is an anonymous survey, but we do a lot of employee engagement surveys throughout the year, and from that we learn a lot about what really drives our team and what drives our team members. So what their needs are, we want to make sure that they feel like their voices are heard, and they are because we take those surveys and we really, take that feedback and see what we can do to change or make things better, or what's working well with us already. So I think the biggest thing is that our team members feel that they're supported. They feel like they can grow within TTEC. That there is career pathing. There's lots of opportunities for them for anyone that chooses that. So I think that that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And it's so important and in our discussions too, Nikki, you were sharing that that all really helps people feel nurtured and that they can grow their career. And so as we're with our audience, with people who may or may not be with TTEC, that's important when you're looking for a great culture who's going to nurture and foster your career development so you can really take the sky's the limit. And that kind of brings us over to Anna and your story. I know, Anna, you're a single mom, working, growing your career, and by the way, you're going to school all at the same time. And as you're recruiting for talent at TTEC, what do you think creates that employee engagement and really helps unlock career potential?
Um, it's mostly like about the flexibility. It's very flexible working at home. TTEC is really what do you call it, considerate with the situation of their employees and giving us whatever we need as long as it helps us and it helps the company as well. So being a single mom, I have a 3-year old. I do online school and my schedule is pretty flexible, and it's really convenient. And with the line of job that I have, like meeting a lot of people, different kind of people, like that speaks bilingual languages like Spanish, Portuguese, and French. We're actually also looking right now. We're looking for Spanish representatives and French applicants. So if anybody on here that is interested, then maybe this is your chance.
I love it, Anna. Always be recruiting, right? And that is a big thing, everyone. If you're in Canada, TTEC Canada is a fully remote company right now, business line right now. So that flexibility piece is really important. But we know flexibility can mean many things. So we want to go over to our audience, who, by the way, we have people here uh, from Ghana, from Brazil. So thank you so much for keeping it coming in the chat where you're from. But we also want to hear, what does flexibility mean to you? And what are the most important things about flexibility that will really help us also learn what's important in the marketplace as well? So, Nikki, as those are coming in, could you
Mhm.
dig a little bit deeper? As we just said, TTEC Canada is fully remote. So we can kind of get at a surface level. That's great. It's convenient. It's nice for people. But what effect does it really have when you can work from home and you can work remotely? What are you seeing in the marketplace with your team members?
That's a great question, Rebecca. And I think that Anna's example is an amazing example, and it's something that that we deal with our team members on a daily basis, right? So I think pre-pandemic we went from 100% brick and mortar, everybody was on site in different locations, to now we're 100% work at home. The Canadian workforce, we're across most provinces at this point as well, and so it allows us to be Canada wide. And I think that you guys talked about it a little bit with the multicultural, but also diversity in different languages that our programs are recruiting for and hiring for. So not only do we allow that flexibility, but the work from home platform allows us to really focus on our team members and what is that really like the work life balance for them. So yeah, work's important, we all need to do it, but how do we balance it out, and how do we um, be able to go to school, take care of our children, take care of our pets or other responsibilities you may have with family members. Also, now being work at home in Canada wide, it allows us for when those family emergencies happen, or you need to travel to go see family members, you have the flexibility to potentially go to another province to relocate, where we didn't have that flexibility before. So I think it just talks to just more amazing things that are out there for our team members within TTEC Canada platform.
Yeah, that's great. And it sounds like you have a lot of open communication with your team so that, and as Anna said, both groups, the employee and the leadership, can work together to really make sure everyone's getting as much as that work-life balance as we all possibly can, right? Whether we have pets or just ourselves to take care of, or families as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Which brings us over, Anna, as we shared, you moved from the Philippines to Canada, which that just in and of itself is a big transition. Through the pandemic, you came back, you joined T-Tech, decided to take on all the things. And by the way, we loved seeing your daughter the other day. She's fantastic. Getting her little, was it a nurse or doctor uniform on? So
Yeah.
that was great. Her little apron on. But going through all of this, I know you mentioned you've unlocked a career that you didn't even know was possible. So what advice do you have for people where you could share more about if you feel stuck, or maybe you haven't gone quite as quickly through your career? What's some advice that you could offer and share with people?
I would say I actually, at one point, I felt like I'm stuck to where I was. I've been in the industry for about 10 years, and I felt like that's it for me. But like, if one can revisit their goal and, aim to expand your horizon, like try something new, you'll never know what you can do unless you try something out. So if you step outside your comfort zone or step outside your box, it could actually sometimes lead, or majority of the time it could lead to something successful or more successful, especially in your career. So like stepping outside your box, get out of there, try something out, like try something new.
I love it. Yeah, it's some simple advice, a little harder to do in action, but I think, you talked a lot about having that confidence. If other people can do it, why can't you?
Yeah.
And I think that is all really great advice wherever our audience may be in their career right now, just to continually step out of your comfort zone. And as we say here at TTEC, with one of our values, to reach for amazing,
Yes.
which is great. I know we're almost at the end of our time here together. Nikki, one more question over for
Sure.
you, because so much of creating a great workplace culture, as we talked about, is based on trust. So if you could share with anybody who's a part of a team or leading a team, which is most of us, and we're all part of a team, how can we build a culture of trust? And then share with us, what motivates you every day? What gets you out of bed and going and saying, let's do this thing, TTEC Canada?
All right. So those are two great questions, Rebecca. So I think that the first one, I think for me, and really whenever I think about the team, it's really like, what can we do as TTEC members to really help people work through the challenges. Like I said before, we need to have that work life balance, but we also need to, make sure that we're supporting our team through any of those events in their life that are happening today. So how can we kind of take away the stress of their work life and make that, more of a balance for them? So like if they're a student like Anna, if they're a parent like Anna, like what else can we do? Is there a schedule, schedules that we can look at? Maybe it's a different campaign, a different fit for that particular person. And I think it's really making sure that we're finding those solutions. We set the expectations together, we hold each other accountable, but we really work through the challenges together to make sure that we figure out the best things for, the business needs, obviously, but also personally, like how can we help support our team members on the day to day. And then I think whenever you're talking about what motivates me every day, I just think that we have such an amazingly diverse workforce within TTEC Canada, within all of TTEC, honestly, but with TTEC Canada, and amazing people that I get to work with every day. I think that that speaks volumes. And even like we've talked about work at home now, it's even more important that we take the time to turn on our cameras, see each other's faces, and still be able to do that connection. But I think the biggest thing that really motivates me is my team, and wanting to do a good job for our clients, but also wanting to support our communities and our team members on the day to day.
Thank you so much for that, Nikki, and Anna, for both sharing too about the diversity and the multiculturalism that is TTEC Canada. I know you've been recruiting for more languages over the past couple of years, and that just helps to add to that diversity and inclusive feeling that we have with TTEC Canada, and as you said, Nikki, with TTEC in general as well. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your personal journey and your stories, what motivates you, how to help people get unstuck in their careers and continue to reach for amazing. We really appreciate your time today. We know you have a lot of people to recruit and people to lead, so thank you so much for spending a little bit of time celebrating with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And everyone, we have a few more minutes with each other. Thanks again, Nikki. Thanks, Anna, for sharing your stories. If you are in Canada and want to be a part of our TTEC Canada team, we have got some great jobs for you. Please head over wherever you are in the world to ttechjobs.com, and you can search for a role in your neck of the woods. But for right now, we'll focus on TTEC Canada, where we are hiring for a work from home, fully remote position in customer service. Bring your English skills to help support this telecommunications role and join this amazing team as we just talked about. We also have, and again, this is just one of many jobs in Canada. So please check out TTEC Jobs for more. We also have a director of account sales management, a remote role here in the United States. This is a great opportunity to work across a lot of different groups and making a big impact on TTEC and customers globally. So check out that job along with all of the other amazing jobs around the world that we have on TTEC Jobs. As always, we appreciate you being here and being so participative in the comments as well. Always great, as I said, to see the global group and help us really bring that human connection to life here. And of course, thank you to our producers of today's show. And congratulations once again. If you didn't have a chance, drop in the comments, tag a TTEC Canada team member, and help us get our celebration on. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And here's wishing you unlocking your career potential. Have a great day, everyone.